What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Red and Gold Standard Podcast. My name is Zach Hernandez, and as always, I am joined by my co-hosts, Matt Llewellyn and Mike Andrews of Nothing But Niners. We were ready to go at 7:15, but we did have some requests come in the chat asking us to go after the build, which is, I believe, the new brick by brick by the 49ers wrapped up. So we waited for that to wrap up, and now we are here. That way you guys could enjoy both shows. Before I toss it over to my guys, if you're watching on X, make sure you hit like and repost. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit like and subscribe to both Nothing But Niners and 49ers Hive channels. We appreciate the support. We got a first recap of the year, and a second preview of the year. So now that I got that out of the way, Matt, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing good, Zach. We waited for the new, I guess, the build or build. The build? Is it the?
The build.
The build? I don't know. We were kind of talking about it before the show. It seems like a weird little rebrand, but I guess it is a synonym, right? Like you can build with bricks, I suppose. And they did tear down a lot last year, so it'll be interesting. I wasn't watching at the time, daddy duty and all that stuff. I'll catch it later, but interested to see kind of the little behind the scenes, even though it's very sanitized because the team does control it. It's not like a Hard Knocks where HBO really has a lot of say in what they show. So we'll see, but I'm ready to talk 49ers football. I recently watched the preseason game. I've got some thoughts there. Looking forward to sharing that with you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Mike, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Came in off of another strong night of bowling, not for myself, but for my team. We won all 3 games, and so we are ready to make a push for the playoffs. Hopefully we can say the same thing about our Niners if they can get their stuff together. So I'm ready to talk about the past game, the upcoming game, and everything in between.
By the way, real quick, sidetrack. How do you guys view the Hard Knocks? Like, I know a lot of people view it as a distraction. A lot of people don't want their team to be on there. Double-edged sword, obviously you want the content, but if it's going to be a distraction, you don't want it. Would you guys like to see the 49ers on it? Because it used to be make the playoffs and you're safe from ever being selected. They now have waived that. I mean, obviously, we see the Bills on it this year. Would you guys be a fan of that? Mike, start with you.
Yeah, I'm never opposed to it. Look, I mean, if you can't handle cameras being there, you can't handle being a professional player of any sport. So it's not like they're in your face, right? I understand that a lot of it's close up, but that's Zoom. You know what I mean? These guys are all on the sidelines just like everybody else. So, I mean, it shouldn't really be that much of a distraction. I do understand that they grab certain key players from each team and have them do like one-on-one interview type things. But so what? Give some guys some shine. They're used to it. As long as you're not distracting. I just don't see it as being much of a distraction. These guys would like it. They love the attention during Super Bowl week. It's the same thing. Go ahead and get it during the season.
Matt, what do you think?
No, I'm for it too. I like the extra level of transparency. And if you look through the history of the seasons of the show, 9 out of the 19 teams have had winning records and have made the playoffs. That's roughly 45 to 48%. And when you consider the fact that there are certain things that you have to, meet in terms of like meeting the threshold to be on the show, like you said, if you've made the playoffs or you have a year 1 head coach, you're good. You don't have to be on it or whatever. That's not that bad. That's kind of better odds than I thought it would be because they're picking teams with good storylines, right? It's who has the exciting rookies or, when the New York Jets signed Aaron Rodgers, that's a story. We want that. You know what I mean? This year it's going to be interesting because it's the Buffalo Bills who have high expectations. They should be a contender in the AFC. So
it's not 2 teams this year.
They do the one in the beginning of the season and then they do the in-season one. I don't know about what they're doing for the in-season.
Did they say
one.
NFC East, I want to say?
They said NFC East?
I want to say they did in-season.
Man, gosh, who would it be? It's either got to be like Giants or Commanders. I can't see it being any of the others.
Yeah, and they're doing the whole NFC East because last year they did the whole AFC North.
Oh, okay. Okay, so they do it because I know Amazon Prime does one too. They do in season with X team. The only one I've seen was the Arizona Cardinals. But again, this level of transparency is kind of cool. And like Mike said, they're professional athletes. I mean, there's cameras on them all the time, right? Like there's training camp videos everywhere, whatever. They got to be used to cameras by now. It's not 1985 anymore. It's not even like 2005 anymore. You know, this is a world that's run on tablets. You see them all the time on the sidelines, you know, and it's permeated sports. So you got GPS in the ball and GPS in your shoulder pads to let you know how fast you're running. It's a new day and age. And I think that getting something that wasn't so scrubbed clean by the 49ers would be more interesting, because the 49ers, the build show is never going to show you the seedier side. It's not going to show you the guys that, like, you know, Shanahan's pissed off at or whatever else. When you have that extra access and it's third party rather than, you know, produced by the team, I think you get a better inside look at what's going on. So I definitely would be interested in that for sure.
It's funny. I was telling Ashley last night, we were watching the new episode of the Bills Hard Knocks. I'm pretty sure last year they did 3, didn't they? Did the Bears? Oh no, sorry, the Giants like draft off season. And then they did the Bears.
They did the off season, yeah.
And then they did the AFC North in season. I wonder why they only decided to do 2 this year. Because that was where the infamous,
I feel like
Saquon Barkley,
the Saquon Barkley thing.
Him. Yeah.
Did they not release that a little later though? I felt like that was a little later that they released that.
It was pretty close to like it was leading up to the draft. I feel like it came out in April. I want to say it was definitely before training camp and stuff started. So I don't know, but they didn't do one this year for whatever reason.
I mean, there's going to be more shows like this popping up all the time now, because the NFL is such it's a grab. It's the most popular sport in the U.S., so they're going to capitalize on it. I mean, they have to expect this kind of thing happening. I would like to see them do this for other sports. Now, maybe they do, and I just don't know about it because I don't watch them, right? But like,
they don't do Hard Knocks necessarily, but I know that Amazon, their thing, they do stuff like that. So Amazon did one with the Michigan Wolverines, like the college team. They've done them with Premier League teams for soccer. There's different things. I think Amazon is more wide with their net in terms of what they're showing. But I would like to see HBO kind of get with it too. I mean, Liev Schreiber is like an amazing narrator. You know, it's always fun to just listen to him, you know, talk about football. So
wait, you guys didn't watch Prince Harry's polo documentary?
I didn't know it was legal to ride your wife into a public sporting match like that.
Ouch. All right. So let's get into this recap. I saw a comment that said, you know, there's not going to be much to recap because they didn't do that well. Hey, we could break it down however deeply we want. I thought there were a handful of good things to take away from this. It seemed like to me, and stop me if I have my 49ers colored glasses on and I'm coping, that the 49ers were like one step below them in talent-wise because of the Broncos playing most, if not all, of their starters, whereas the Niners started out with their second team. So every time the rosters went down a level, they were still, you know, second versus third versus fourth / guys that definitely aren't going to make the roster. So to start off, though, Niners open up. Mac Jones hits Jordan Watkins down the sidelines. Beautiful ball. Jordan Watkins makes the catch. It's the same play they throw every preseason that works for the 49ers sometimes, or all the time, I should say. Trent Sherfield, Jacob Cowing, the other guy, Danny Gray. Like, all these receivers have hit this route in the preseason. And then Patrick Taylor Jr., I believe, punches it in a couple of plays later. It's great. What were your guys' thoughts just on the offense and how it looked? Because Mac Jones only got, 3 drives? It ended with that interception.
He got 3 because the second drive was so short.
It was a 3 and out, yeah. So you want to know our thoughts on the Mac Jones?
Yeah, the Mac Jones led offense.
All right. I thought he played as well as could be, like with the protection that was in there for him. He was definitely poised in the pocket. I thought that, you know, other than that 3 and out drive, like I thought they actually held up pretty well as far as pass protection goes. I was very, very disappointed in the run game though. And I don't think it was necessarily due to the running backs. I think it was that there were just no lanes for those guys to hit when they tried to run it in between the tackles. Even the touchdown, Patrick Taylor, he got outside. And so they have to work on that a little bit. But the offense seemed to do pretty well. I thought they moved the ball pretty good. I think they scored on 2 of Mac Jones's 3 possessions. I think the field goal was also
no field goal. It was a safety.
Safety.
Oh,
They only scored on the first drive. Yeah.
By the way,
Wait,
Mike,
so
go ahead.
The final score was 30-9, not 30-10.
Correct.
Oh shit! I gotta fix my my description and my bad.
Did you see who happened to not set the edge on Taylor's touchdown run for the Broncos?
No, I didn't. Who was it?
A former curly-haired 49er, now rocking number 9, Talanoa Hufanga.
And by the way, guess who
burned.
didn't have over the top coverage on that 50-yard Mac Jones pass too?
Yeah.
The same shit, different team.
Yeah. Got caught basically right behind the defensive line on Patrick Taylor's touchdown run, completely out of position. So, obviously wish the best for him. I think that's it, but that's the shit that the 3 of us got flamed for during his all-pro season for saying, like this dude's a little too trusty on his instincts and he gets burnt pretty often. That hurts the 49ers. Well, now it's going to hurt the Broncos, so good luck to them. Matt, what were your thoughts on the Jones-led offense?
Well,
if they differ from Mike, obviously.
First off, for the people that are like, not much to recap, whatever. It's not about the wins. It's about, the final game score. It's about watching things in action. It was fine. I thought, again, I agree with Mike. This offensive line is a problem. It's going to be a problem. And I don't care that Trent Williams didn't play when the rest of the line looks so leaky. Jake Brendel still looks like shit. Colt McKivitz still looks like shit. I will say that, I don't know, Shanahan's kind of running interference for him, something about a snap count or whatever, but Spencer Burford got his fucking ass blown off when on one of those sacks. Like, completely late. The defender barely had to touch him. I can't remember who the defender was. Zach Allen?
Bonito, I think.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was Nick Bonito. Yeah, like barely had to do any work to get by him. It was pathetic, honestly, and it was a spot that I know that we've talked about is going to be a problem for them. So
now Kyle did say that there was supposed to be a tight end that was supposed to go in and chip on that play. So I don't know how true it is, but in those scenarios you kind of have to trust. You got to trust what the coach is saying, because
do we though? Because he says that Jake Brendel's a really good center. And we all know that's not true.
He didn't say that for this game in particular. Like, I don't think Kyle minds throwing plays that were bad to the specific person, especially in preseason. So that's the only reason I'm giving him that.
Fair.
Now, there were 2 sacks, or at least another pressure what Bonito had in that same 3-and-out drive, where you saw Burford kind of lunge at him, and the guy used Burford's like momentum to like swim around him.
Right?
So it was like if he had just stood there instead and let Burford and let Bonito run into him, he was in perfect position, but he lunged instead of dropping back and pass pro. Like, he lunged forward like as if it was a run play. And I didn't understand why he did that. If he had just, set like he was supposed to and dropped, he would have been right in the way and would have prevented Bonito from affecting that play.
Bonito he looked like, Nick Bosa, TJ Watt out there, and he's a really good edge rusher going up against backups, right? So you would hope he looks that good. I think I saw he left with like a foot injury. That final drive, he was limping off. But the offensive line was definitely concerning. The bright spot on offense to me was Jordan Watkins. I don't think that's a surprise to say. I mean, he was great. Yeah. He was all over. Unfortunately,
but now he's out for a month.
Right. Stayed in the game very late. Not sure why. Were we that low on bodies? I guess maybe. But then he came out the next day with a high ankle sprain, and he is out for around a month, which from when that was released about 3 days ago, that puts us right around kickoff. The September 7th game, I think, is
September 7th. Yeah, we're 25 days out from the regular season.
So we'll see where he's at. To be fair, though, when's the last time a rookie receiver not drafted in the first 1 to 2 rounds played any significant role in a Kyle Shanahan offense, especially to start the year? This year's a little different. I'll give you guys that, since BA's hurt. Robinson's likely suspended. Jennings may still be hurt. Who the hell knows? But I just don't think Watkins would have gotten a lot of burn either way. Week 1, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I think he would have got plays. I don't think he would have been in on, normal set. You know what I mean? Like he's not going to be in when you have like those 4 wide receiver sets. I could see him being in there for sure and getting some burn that way. Even if you're getting like 5 to 10 snaps in week 1, I mean, that's meaningful.
True.
How many? I mean, it took him a snap and a half to really make his impact here. So, all it takes is one play.
And was he the targeted receiver on the interception?
Yeah, and it looked like to me, now I didn't see the press conferences, it looked like to me that he did not run the right route. That he was supposed to snap that comeback in like a little bit harder, and he kind of ran more like an out than a comeback. Mm-hmm. And Mac Jones was putting his foot in the ground and like throwing the ball. So, if you're not paying attention, it looks like maybe Mac Jones underthrew that pass. But again, with the understanding that, Watkins kind of rounded that off to the sideline rather than a sharp comeback, like he probably would have been there. So,
and you're right. Kyle Shanahan did say that the receiver ran the route incorrectly, should have been, sharper, crisper, further back. So it's unfortunate. But rookie mistakes. I mean, these are all part of the learning curve. Was there anything else on offense that stood out to you guys, positive or negatively? We talked about the offensive line. None of the running backs really shined for anyone. Corey Kiner looked fine. I mean, what did he have? 10 carries for 45 yards. So he averaged 4.5. Not bad. Amir Abdullah got hurt on a fumble and then was like placed on IR or waived immediately after. Can we talk about the quarterbacks not named Mac Jones?
Oh my God.
Because they immediately went to Carter Bradley after the So the Nepo quarterback is in for the Nepo coaches, I should say. We got a Kubiak and a Shanahan calling plays. So we got a whole Nepo family over here. Boy, was Carter Bradley ass. He was absolute ass. I have that Joe Budden clip in my head where he's just saying, that shit is ass.
A two-pack of ass.
A two-pack. Yes. Hear me and hear me well. That shit was ass. A two-pack of ass. He was really bad. He was absolutely horrible, and he got so many snaps. Mike, you said it in the chat after the game, and I couldn't agree more. It's impossible to evaluate anybody else when all he is throwing it into the ground, at the feet, behind receivers, above receivers, almost being intercepted. I mean, it was just insane to try and evaluate and judge. What were you guys' what's your take on this? Why is he getting so much burn? Why did he get burned over Tanner Mordecai, who was then waived?
I have a theory on this, and my pure theory is that Bradley's going to be one of the people cut when they cut down to 53, and they're only going to keep 2 quarterbacks on this roster. That's like my theory right now. They feel comfortable enough. Obviously, Brock Purdy, the starter, just got paid. They're comfortable enough with a 2-year contract signed by Mac Jones that if anything does happen to Purdy, that Mac Jones will be able to step in, get some meaningful snaps. They're not going to have to do the thing like they did with CJ Beathard and Nick Mullins, where it's like one plays good one week and then they play like trash the next week, so they have to replace them and whatever. I think that, Mordecai, I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe they're trying to, get him to clear waivers so they can bring him back to the practice squad or something. But Carter Bradley's not going to be on this team in any way, shape, or form. Dude was like a 6-year college player. Didn't do well in college either. I don't even know how, again, if it wasn't for his dad. And again, you would hope that Gus Bradley is enough of a realist to know, like, dude, my son's not like actually an NFL quarterback. Like, we're having fun for the ride and we got to get through some of these preseason games or whatever. But I don't know, man. It was bad, like bad.
Right. I mean, hey, they did Gus a favor. They're going to make your son, give him the opportunity to make, how much do they make a week in the preseason? 15K, 20K a week. It's like,
yeah, I mean, that could be
nice
part
check.
of it too.
Put something on tape for maybe other quarterback needy teams. Mike.
Yeah, man, like you said, it's almost impossible to evaluate anybody else, right? So there was a play, and I believe it was the Watkins, where Watkins kind of running in between the hashes, but he's running to the top, like, oh, it's the wrong way. He's running like towards the end zone, and he's got his guy beat. The guy is behind him. The official's the only person ahead of him. There was no safety out there, and he throws it like into the hashes where it was like behind Watkins. And I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing? Like, even if that was the design play, you've got to see that he has his guy beat and lead him. It would have been an easy touchdown, at least a first down. Like, maybe he got run down from behind, who knows? But like, you didn't even give him a chance to play. And so because of this like Nepo hire, you're not allowing the rest of the world, I guess, because I guess the coaches know what they have in the players already. But like, I wanted to see what these guys could do. And he didn't give us an opportunity for that. Every completion that the guy threw, there was no yards after catch because it was like contested behind people, low thrown ball. So like even the completions were terrible. Like his best plays were penalties that kept the chains moving for the team. And you can't go through an entire preseason like that. Well, maybe you can if you're the Niners, right?
But here's the thing, though. If you're trying to evaluate, you're thin at wide receiver. If you're trying to evaluate wide receiver talent, how can you do that when the guy can't even throw the fucking football?
Right.
He was 6 of 14 for 32 yards. Dude, that's like 2.1 yards per attempt.
Terrible. And for a team that prides themselves on yak, like that's like the Niners thing, right? Kyle gets these guys open and in space, and he couldn't hit anybody. And for him to be the one that is still on the roster and they let go of Mordecai, it's just mind-boggling to me. Like the guy with the experience in the system is the one that you let go of to keep him here. Like I thought we did our due with giving Bradley's son the look, right? Like we did you the favor. We got him on the roster, and they've done this before. Jordan Holland was the guy that they did. Yeah.
Curtis's son.
So like, it's like, why are we, like you gave him the look that you don't keep him around, especially at that position. You're doing nothing but like what you're doing is you're sending a bad message to me, in my opinion. You're sending a bad message to the locker room, right? Like this is something that you wouldn't see other. Oh man, this is gonna sound like Kyle hate. I don't think you see other respected coaches making these kind of decisions. I don't think Pete Carroll would ever do something like this. I don't think that Jim Harbaugh would ever do something like this. Jim Harbaugh introduced a word to 49er fans, a meritocracy, right? Like he's like, you got to go out there and you got to earn it. And like, that's what it's going to be. Like, that's what we do here. This is the exact opposite of it. And so like now you're just making it a joke, and then you're losing guys out there because how do you get a high ankle sprain? Right? Like you're probably trying to cut back and grab something that you probably shouldn't have, or it was a bad throw, and now you're fighting, trying to make a tackle on an interception or something. Like who knows where the actual injury occurred, but I can guarantee you it wasn't because he was running the right route. You know what I mean? Like that's like, what are you doing? And so you're just going to get players hurt out there. You're throwing high passes across the middle of the field. Like he got, I forget, was it a tight end? It wasn't even a reception, but the guy got popped and the ball came out. Like he had the ball, but like you aired him out. You made him vulnerable to injury, and he got popped. The guy got up, shook it off, thank God, right? But like he was one person that made it out of it healthy. Look at how many other players we lost. Like it just, I don't know, man. It's just not worth it, man. And I can't stand seeing that from a coach that's supposed to be as well respected as Kyle Shanahan. Like you don't owe anybody anything. I don't think that part of getting Gus Bradley was, hey, if you come here, we'll give your son a job. And if it was, that's not the kind of coaching staff I want running the team. It's not right.
Agreed. I was watching the game with Ashley's grandfather, and I'm telling him, oh, they're just allowing the kid to put stuff on tape. I guarantee you Monday morning, they're going to move off of him. No, it's the exact opposite. They moved off of Tanner Mordecai. Look, I'm not saying Tanner Mordecai balled out Saturday night, right? But we have seen more from him previously. He was pretty promising last preseason to where fans were like, oh, like we might have something here. Like this might be a good backup moving forward. He's younger. Do we draft him or sign him as an undrafted free agent? Either way, he was UDFA. So they discovered this kid. But yeah, no, Mordecai gets waived Monday morning. Bradley gets kept. And it's like, oh shit. Okay, sure. And maybe they know, similar to the kicker, nobody's going to claim him if we need to waive Bradley. Matt, I think what you said makes the most sense. They're only going to keep two quarterbacks, because why else would they keep more than that? The last couple of years have been a little different. I think this year you got a good, dare I say, Mac Jones is the best backup quarterback the Niners have had since Brock Purdy was a backup, which we didn't even know how good he was. But I'm feeling really confident with Mac backing up Purdy. Was there anything else on the offense? Kubiak calling plays, anything else like that stood out to you guys? Do you want to shift over to the defense?
I mean, I don't know, man. I hope that Kyle, and again, fine, you're trying to get Kubiak some experience, whatever. But I hope when the regular season rolls around and you're actually doing real plays, that having Robert Saleh and Gus Bradley running the defense allows you to get more creative with what you're doing. If not, then just wait for Mike McDaniels to get fired and bring him back, because he's going to get fired by like week 5. Yeah. But
I mean, saying that, sorry, real quick, Mike.
No, you're good.
We don't get the ingenuity out of Kyle Shanahan. I watched the 2019 Saints game, the famous George Kittle 4th and 2. Like, you got, Emmanuel Sanders throwing a pass to Raheem Mostert for a touchdown, or vice versa, whatever the hell it was. And there was all those plays. I mean, we don't really see that out of Kyle Shanahan's offenses anymore.
It feels like the better his players got, the less, the lazier his play calls got. Because he's like, the players are too good that I don't have to do this razzle-dazzle shit anymore. I could run like a more traditional offense.
Right.
But it's like, keep the razzle-dazzle, man. Imagine how good it can be if you let real players do it.
It's like we get 1 to 2 plays a year. Maybe.
Perfect example. 2022 against the Rams. Christian McCaffrey's second game with the 49ers. Runs, catches, and throws for a touchdown. Yeah. And Kyle was in his bag that game. We're all like, holy shit. Yeah. He did that a little bit in the Super Bowl because, with the Jennings throwing for a touchdown pass or whatever. But we got to see more of that, man. He definitely has a creativity in him. It's just a matter of when he's going to be able to, I think the last couple of years with, Wilkes and then obviously Sorensen last year, he's been a little bit divided with his attention. Yeah. So,
Mike, I had cut you off.
No, it's fine. Are we glitching on anyone's screen other than mine? Are we
I saw you froze a little bit, but just you.
All right. Well, I'm going to talk, and then I'll back out and refresh afterwards. But let me get my thoughts out really quick. I did think that there were more positives from the offense overall. I was actually satisfied. This is going to sound crazy with the rotation of centers. I thought that some of the guards and tackles played well deep into the game. I thought that most of the bad that we saw from the quarterbacks were self-inflicted by the quarterbacks themselves. I saw a lot of good pockets, a lot of clean pockets, a lot of lanes for them to step up, and instead they moved out when they should have stepped up and all. And so I thought that was very, very promising. A lot of different linemen that were in there looked pretty good, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. Again, I'm talking about pass protection. And so I felt like that was something that we should have found a way to highlight. I should have probably clipped up some all 22 and sent you guys some links or something like that we could show in here. But the protection was honestly pretty good, if I'm being honest with you guys, throughout the duration of the game. It gave opportunities for these quarterbacks to make plays. Now, if the receivers couldn't get open, that's a different story. But we'll never know because the quarterbacks were just playing at such a bad level. We couldn't really get that true assessment. So some positives, specifically on the offensive side of the ball. The depth of the offensive line wasn't bad. And again, if you keep that in mind with what Zach said earlier, our 2s versus their 1s, our 3s versus their 2s, you know what I mean? So it was a very, very, in my opinion, it was a promising thing. And what you're doing is you're not looking at an entire offensive line and saying, if we had to start that line, that's not how it's going to be. You're going to plug and play if one of our starters go down. And so it showed to me a lot of promise. I liked what I saw from some of the younger guys coming up. And I like that the Niners were trusting these guys in the different roles. We saw guys playing center and playing guard in the same game. Like it was a good, healthy rotation. And I thought they did well, and they deserve praise. But unfortunately, when the fans see the box score, they're not going to be interested in that. They don't care about that, they want to see points. And I understand that the team's job is to evaluate how well they played. And I think the team walked away with a lot more positive from the offensive line in particular, the position group that we all felt is going to be the weakness of the team. I walked away feeling completely the opposite. I felt like the offensive line actually showed some promise, and we might have some good players in there. Maybe not tackles, but I think we're going to have some good players in there that we're going to say, oh shit, like the Niners are actually going to be okay in the long run.
And just to wrap up offense, rookie 7th round pick Connor Colby, clean sheet, looked good. Drew Moss also looked good. Ben Barch looked good and then got hurt. Left practice yesterday, I believe, and Connor Colby was running with the ones. So there's an opportunity there for Connor Colby to step up and kind of swoop a starting gig, similar to how Dominic Pooney got one last year. So we'll see. But Mike, the great point. Go ahead, please.
By the way, what has Pooney been doing? Has anyone been paying attention to him? That has got to be the quietest name of all.
He caught
the
a touchdown
linemen.
from what I see.
Wait, what?
He caught a touchdown in practice because it was a tip pass or something like that. So he caught the deflection and ran it in.
Nice, very nice.
But nothing that we want him to do. He's not blocking well. He's not run blocking, pass blocking either way. But I know what you mean.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and refresh now, so you guys go ahead and do your thing.
Matt, defensively, it seemed like all of the hallmarks of a Robert Saleh defense were back. Did you get that vibe when you watched the defense go out there? Oh, you're muted.
I totally did. Even in some of the early situations where you see how they lined up defensively and you'd see 10 guys on the line of scrimmage with one safety about 5 yards back, I'm like, oh, this is Robert Saleh. He's already disguising his blitzes and his coverages and shit. So it was really cool to see. The thing that stood out to me, at least on defense, was good team speed. Even if the guys weren't necessarily in the best position, looking at you, Nick Martin, again, you're a rookie and you'll figure it out. But I felt like the team speed was there and the guys were getting to the ball and the guys were swarming. You know, there'd be a run play. And, you know, by the time they ran the running back out of bounds, who's the kid for Denver? I forget his name. 37. His number's 37. He's the starter.
Running back?
Yeah. Someone throw it in the chat.
Chat will know.
RJ Harvin?
Yeah, RJ Harvey. So, yeah, every time he would run the ball or whatever, again, they'd run him out of bounds, and there's like 6 49ers right there. You know what I mean? Like half the defense is there. And that's something that I remember seeing under Robert Saleh a lot, too, was that swarming to the ball and making athletic plays, forcing the runner to areas where other defenders are so that you could swarm the ball. And it was just something that I really enjoyed. And the fact of the matter is that when the first team defense out there, and let's be clear, no real starters for the 49ers played except for Collins and West. If you really think about it, Collins and West are probably going to be starters, but no real starters played. And they still held the Denver basically starting unit to no points.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's when they started rotating in backups that you got the field goal it was like really close towards the end of the first quarter, early second. And they actually forced a safety as well. Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. It was worse than held them to no points. They got points.
They got points.
You know,
exactly.
Like when's the last time we saw something like that? I mean, Lucas was all over the field. I mean, that kid looked really, really good. Someone else who also got injured, if I'm not mistaken, right? So
Chase Lucas looked good. Yeah, Lucas got banged up, but he looked like he was okay. And then Marquise Siegel looked really good too.
Siegel looked really good. He got hurt. He got a bruised
knee. Yeah. He's already back at practice. He got first team reps in practice yesterday.
Good shit. And Kalia Davis looked good. Even a guy that I didn't even know who he was, Sebastian Valdez. Like where the hell did he come from?
Undrafted free agent.
Yeah, he looked good. There was a play where the Niners pushed the quarterback. I don't remember which quarterback it was at the time. It was later in the game, but they pushed the quarterback out of the pocket and he starts to scramble to his left. And I see number 98 or 60. I don't remember what number he was, hauling ass after this guy. And I find out it was Bradley Anai, right? And I was like, oh my God, like that hustle alone. Yeah. He didn't even get him, but the closing speed that he had on the quarterback who had the better angle on him, I was like, that guy deserves at least another shot, like bump him up to the second team, right? And then we find out
Injured reserve. Yep.
It's like, dude, like what the fuck? Like we can't. Sorry, we're 36. Like we can't catch a break except for real breaks. You know what I'm saying? It's like what else like can possibly go wrong with this team? And I hate asking that because we'll find out. Unfortunately, you know what I mean? Like we're gonna find out what can go wrong with this team. But here's the good news: it was a lot of depth. A lot of good looking depth. And so when it's time for these rotations to take place, I think the Niners are going to be in a better position than what people actually think. We're talking about rotation, not entire units coming onto the field, right? It's one guy coming out for another guy. And so when you see that kind of promise, these guys are going to be able to fill in pretty well. I really liked what I saw from our defense. Even though the score doesn't reflect a good defensive showing, I thought that they did really, really well throughout the duration of this game.
Now, when I say no starters played, I mean like none of the stars played. Warner wasn't out there. Bosa wasn't out there. You know, Deommodore Lenoir wasn't out there.
None of the obvious starters.
None of the obvious starters, right? Like, yes. Did Huff play? Yes, he did. You know, but like, is he going to start or is Mykel Williams going to start? That's the question. Like, Mykel Williams obviously has the ankle injury, so he wasn't out there. I know D. Winters was out there. He's probably going to be the presumptive starter over Nick Martin, but again, you know, these aren't the obvious guys. So that's all I mean by that. I'm really trying to pay them a compliment in that they held the Broncos' first team offense to essentially nothing, which is good. I even saw Alfred Collins. It was either a wide receiver or a running back screen out of the backfield where he had gotten some level of pressure and then pursued the play and was almost in on the tackle, like 25 yards downfield. So even for the big man, I was just like, okay.
He even had a tip pass, right, on a play where he wasn't going to get it. And if you guys look at the graphic I made for today's episode, like it's that play. I had to clip it because a lot of people hate on this kid. And I keep wanting people to realize that he is not a pass rushing defensive tackle. That is
they didn't draft him to be.
That's not what they got him for. Our run game was the weakest part of our defense last year. It wasn't the secondary. And so the Niners hyper focused on that early on in the draft, and that's what they got him for. Now, with that said, I saw him losing a lot of one-on-ones, right? I saw him still not playing with leverage, but I also saw him throughout the duration of the game trying to keep his ass out, right? Like he was trying to do the poke the butt out and you know, go forward and stay low. He's a rookie. He's going to get it figured out. We just got to be patient with some of these guys. And I thought he played. I thought he played okay. He could play better, but I thought he played okay.
Now I saw West eat up a couple of double teams. Now, again, if you get Collins big body or whatever, and you can get him or West to eat up double teams, what does that do for, again, Bosa, Mykel Williams, Huff, right? When you want to blitz the quarterback or rush the quarterback. Now you get one-on-ones with like your better players. And that's where the 49ers are going to live. You know, again, you don't look at pressures because the thing came out and it was like West and Collins have no pressures, zero pressures or whatever. It's like, yeah, man, but if you can collapse the pocket at least just a little bit, right? Even if it's like 8 inches,
you know, it's
and
funny.
Get into the quarterback lane, then he has to move to one side or the other to throw the ball, and that's where your edge guys are.
It's funny because 49ers fans get it. If you were to tell them DJ Jones never had a season with more than 3 sacks. Well, yeah, but that wasn't DJ Jones' thing. Exactly. That's what we're trying to tell you now with CJ West, Alfred Collins. Like, that's not his thing, but he still was a great disruptor of opposing offenses. And let's take a quick time out here to get to these super chats before I get too far along. Roberto Davis with a $4.99 super chat. What's up, Zach, Mike, and Matt? Can't wait for the season to start. I feel like our starters, when healthy, are a formidable team. Excuse me. Thank you, Roberto. Appreciate the contribution. $30 from Jashawn Page. What up, Niner game? Marlo Wax, linebacker of Syracuse, would have been a good fit. Now he's with the Chargers instead of Nick Martin. Go Niners. I'm not ready to write off Nick Martin just yet. I don't know anything about Marlo Wax. Maybe he would have, maybe he wouldn't. I'm going to trust this team when it comes to evaluating middle linebackers. They seem to hit it out of the park more often than they don't, to be fair. Thank you, Jashawn, for the contribution. But Nick Martin looked like a heat-seeking missile in Antarctica. Like, there was just nowhere for him to lock onto, but the dude was flying. I was impressed with his speed. He did look sideline to sideline. He looked like he was quick and all over and agile. It just needs to kind of be reeled in a little bit because he's
Right.
going too quickly, and that's his own. He's kind of his own worst enemy when it comes to that.
I saw that from a lot of different players. Bethune, Gifford, like these guys were flying around. Like Matt said, right? You saw that swarm mentality come back, especially early on. Now, as the offense continued to fail, you actually did see some the players being like exacerbated. Like they were just exhausted out there, right? And it's like these guys were trying, but I also didn't like that because it's preseason.
Taylor's oldest time with the Niners, right?
Yeah. It's also like, bro, like it's preseason. Why can't we do a healthier rotation here? Like you guys control that. Like get more people. If they're tired, like let's keep the rotation going and at least like look good. But again, that's me looking for reasons to try to win a game that isn't going to show up in the win or loss column. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of tempered my expectations, but I thought Bethune started off terribly in this game. And then as the game went on, he just got better and better and better. It was almost like he had to settle down. It's like he had to get, all right, you know what? I'm in here. I'm not losing or making anything based off of one play. Let me go ahead and settle down. And once he did, Bethune looked really good as throughout the duration of the game.
Was Bethune responsible for that bust that led to that touchdown where like three dudes were standing looking at each other while the wide receiver got into the back of the end zone?
I thought so, and everyone is telling me that I'm wrong. They're telling me that it was like a safety or some shit like that. And here's what I know: it was a tight end. So who's supposed to be on a tight end? Usually it's a linebacker. That's number one.
Sometimes it's a safety. Sometimes.
Right. Number two, see, there you go. People were saying it was Luter, but here's why I'm not willing to give it to them. Luter covered a guy. Bethune covered no one. He was the only person still stationary. There was one guy that went over. There was one guy that went under, and he was just standing there like, wait, what? It's not a run play? That pissed me off, and so I put that on him. Even if he wasn't that person's, if that guy wasn't his responsibility, you've got to have the mental wherewithal to know, like, oh, he's uncovered. Someone should go with him. And he didn't do it. So maybe they'll chalk it up in the coach's room and say, like, you did your assignment the right way. But, like, who gives a fuck? Like, this is also football, and you can't just get, well, I did my job, and someone, like, no. Like, you got to see that guy streaking across the field and going over the, like, you got to cover him. You got to cover him. Like, spin your head around or something instead of just standing there, because he was 3 yards away from where he started that play by the time that the tight end scored. He had only moved a total of 3 yards. That's unacceptable on a touchdown play. I want to see more effort than that from somebody. So I did attribute it to him, but everyone was telling me, no, Mike, you were wrong. It wasn't on him. It was on Luter. So fine, so be it. But I don't care. Like, that was bad, no matter how you try to spin it.
It's possible it's on both, right? Bethune that's his primary guy. Luter supposed to keep the edge. Both of them were in the middle of the field, out of position. So that was unfortunate. But Matt, I asked Mike, excuse me, reverse. Mike, I asked Matt when you refreshed about just the energy. Did you saw his presence off screen? I mean, dudes are flying around. It seemed like a solid defense is back, right? Like you felt that. How good is that feeling, man? Just knowing that.
No, it was.
We're back. We're back.
Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. This experience. The first, I want to say, the first 5 defensive drives that they were out there. I mean, they were really. It had been so long since I saw. When you watch the All 22 back from 2019, right? Even if you don't know where the ball's going, you watch the defensive players move like this in space, and then you see them all do that. They all just swarm to one side. Everybody was doing it. That's what the early part of the All 22 looked like for this. Now, as we got deeper into the game and all, that kind of faded away. And I don't know if that's just people without the experience and, not getting in there and doing it. But early on, you could clearly see that Robert Saleh effect that we've been missing for the last 2 or 3 seasons. Like, it was definitely there. And so you saw Robert Saleh on the sideline, pumping guys up and everything, again, crossing over the white line. And he's on the field and everything. And he's out there to greet his guys again. Like, that was something so refreshing to see. And that made me feel like, you know what? The defense is going to be okay this year. The defense is going to be okay. He was out there like that with the backups. Imagine what it's going to be like when the starters are out there and cooking.
Yeah.
And there will be some growing pains for sure, but they're very promising. I'm really, again, I think Pinnock and Siegel might be the safeties to start. I'm really looking forward to seeing Upton Stout and how he's going to fit in as well. We should, before we move on, I do want to touch on one more thing for this game, but we should see some of the starters most of the starters against the Raiders. So that's going to be an exciting thing to kind of see how they fit together. So
wait, isn't the Raiders the joint practice? Or is that the Chargers at the end?
No, both.
No, it's Raiders and then Chargers.
No, but we're doing joint practices against one of these teams. Which one is it?
The
Raiders.
We probably won't see starters in.
The starters are going to get starters are going to get some run.
At least a series or two.
Yeah, the starters are going to get some run.
Okay.
100%. There's only 3 preseason games. You got to get them some run.
So, also another player I wanted to talk about that flashed on defense.
I hate that term.
I know. I was just gonna say I know you hate that term. Who had a few good plays? He was out of position on a couple. Dallas Flowers, I think is how you pronounce his first name. Flowers had a couple of good pass breakups. I'm forgetting. Was it Luter that was on Sutton? By the way, in the first drive or something, it was a deep pass. Sutton was open. Luter broke it up. That was great. But Flowers looked good. Chase Lucas was easily the star of the game. He was everywhere. He was electric. Unfortunately, came up a bit shaken up, but I was excited with him. And then we didn't get to see any kicks from Jake Moody because besides from the extra point, because the fucking offense sucks so much, they didn't get up and down the field to kick field goals. But on the flip side of special teams, Junior Bergen had a couple of nice returns. Punt, kickoff. Did the 49ers just find their kickoff return specialist, Mike? What do you think? Bergen?
I certainly hope so. And now I try to temper my expectations because we've seen good returns before in practice, and 1 or 2 good returns does not mean you're going to have a good season of returns, right? I can honestly tell you guys that Richie James had an impressive return or 2 in his time as a 49er, and I hated Richie James as a return guy. He was the guy that if someone just blew on him, he was falling in the opposite direction. This guy had no center of gravity, no balance, no contact balance at all. Bergen showed the opposite. He showed he took a lane on his first return and was nope, it's covered up, and then he went all the way around and made it and turned it into something special. And I like seeing that. You want to have a special teams coordinator that's going to encourage that, right? Not just go out there and follow your blockers, and even if they don't block, try to make the next guy miss that they don't no, read the field, see where the ball is, you spot the ball up in the air, okay, there it is, all right, take a look at the field. I got a chance at something here, right? Don't call the fair catch and you got 10 yards ahead of you before the next person gets it. That shit would drive me crazy. He doesn't look like that kind of kid. And now,
and by the way, if Hodgins gets even a halfway decent block, he goes.
Yeah, he's gone, right? But here's the difference: trying to keep your job versus trying to make a team, and that's what's terrifying about this time of year. We'll see spectacular stuff in the preseason, and then once they are named the return guy, it's they're going to tell them the team, the coaches are going to say, "Hey, your main job is to secure the ball first." That gets into people's heads, right? Okay, let me just fair catch it and secure the no. Remember why you earned this job. That's what someone needs to be telling them. And I think that I think Boyer's going to be telling these guys hey, you got the job already. Okay. We don't want anybody else in this position other than you. And you got this job for a reason. I think that's going to be the difference with the special teams coordinators. Your job is to secure the ball. We know that you can do that. Now make something afterwards, make it easier for the offense. Go ahead. Finish your thought. Well, I was going to go back to Moody. So if it's something that's not.
But just keep in mind too that Boyer comes over, they go through the whole draft process. Bergen is a guy that they picked specifically for his return skills. He's not making this team as a wide receiver, so he's either going to be the returner or he's going to be unemployed. So that kind of gives somebody a pump up too. What I saw out of him was the ability to get out of muck, get out of mess, and find an open lane, and then hit the ground running. And then go, there's some juice there that I haven't seen in a 49ers returner since Ted Ginn. just off that one return, I can tell you there's more juice in that than I've seen in years for this 49ers return team. And I right away, I was like, if this kid is the returner, he's going to break one. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, because you can just see like the skill that he has. Again, he specialized in it. And other than Dante Pettis, who was the FBS leader or whatever, this kid was the FCS all-time leader with 8 returns in college. So it's not like he doesn't know how to do it. And we'll see what he can do. But again, Boyer has me more excited for special teams than I've been in a long time. And Moody's probably thinking his lucky stars right now, right? It's like that, the meme with the guy that points to his head. It's like you can't lose a kicking competition if you don't have to kick anything. So.
Yeah, and to the Moody point, this is my last thing. That kickoff after we scored, right? So his first kickoff, dude, it was perfect. I'm not trying to gas Moody up or anything.
It was
like that, right?
2 yards outside of the end zone in the landing zone, like it's the perfect place that you want it to go.
Yeah, they were forced to bring it out. You stop them before the 30 or even the 25, right? Like that's exactly what you want to do, because now a down ball, it's come up like the 35 or some shit like that now, right?
So so if it's a touchback, I think it's a 35. If it hits the landing zone and goes in the end zone, I think it's the 20.
20.
Right. And
you want them to return it, otherwise,
right. And so it was the perfect placement, and a lot of people were looking at this kicking competition as just field goals made or missed, right? But there's another aspect of it. Can or could Joseph do that with the kickoffs? And that I don't know. And so we have to remember, like, while we're focused or hyper focused on field goal makes and attempts and all that stuff, there's another aspect to it as well. And so Moody showed his value there also. I'm not saying that he's going to win the job, and I do believe that it's still a kicking competition, but I thought that he did that well. I thought he did the kickoffs well.
I mean, if
we
he
didn't
goes
get
out,
to see a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, if he goes out and shits the bed against the Raiders, then of course they can just. I mean, Joseph's just sitting there; they can just bring it back.
Exactly. Yeah. The special teams unit overall, though, they were good. Even the coverage teams, you could just see the difference in these guys. Again, like that swarming to the ball mentality. I don't recall off the top of my head any major returns. By the Broncos. So that was something that was good to see as well, because I would hold my breath every time we had to kick the ball off to someone. We didn't get to see a lot of it, but it was good while we got a chance to see it.
I didn't see anything too negative about Morstead either. Everything looked pretty.
No, he looked good.
I mean, honestly,
and the new long snapper.
If it didn't stand out to me, I'm taking it as a good thing, because that's how putrid our special teams have been. I'll put up a comment that Moody isn't known for his accuracy. The whole point of Moody this offseason is that he changed his approach from a 3-step to a 2-step to increase accuracy. So we just need to see more of that on field goals. But in terms of kickoff, it was like right at the hash. It's not like it was too far one way or the other. It was right at the hash, like the 2 or 3 yard line. It's perfect kick.
Two final thoughts on my end, and then we can wrap up and go into this preview for the Raiders. Neither about the 49ers, by the way. Jarrett Stidham has got to be like top 3 backups in the NFL. The dude can play, and I think that he could compete for a job in the right room. If you guys remember that 2020 game, the 49ers played against the Raiders in Vegas, and Jarrett Stidham was the quarterback. He lit us the fuck up. I mean, he was lighting us up. I thought they were going to whoop him. No, he took the 49ers to overtime, and if Bosa doesn't knock his ass down as he's throwing that ball, it doesn't get picked. Who knows how that ends?
Is it Stidham, or is it just us making crappy quarterbacks look good? Because we got Colt McCoy too.
Well, no, but he's done it consistently. I mean, he's looked good every time he's come in.
Yeah,
probably a little bit of
listen,
both.
The Giants have 2 of the 3 best backups in the league, man. You got your rookie quarterback Jackson Dart, and then you have famous Jameis.
That's right.
And Russell Wilson, by the way.
Russell Wilson's the starter, but yeah.
They also got Tommy DeVito.
Know. Is he still there?
He's still there.
I don't know if he's still there.
He is. No,
he's not going to be there.
No.
They've already named Russell Wilson the starter. Yeah.
And my last point, Trent Sherfield leads all players with 6 preseason touchdowns in his career. All active players, excuse me. This motherfucker is the Jerry Rice of August. And
Dude,
as soon as September hits, he goes back down to his cave.
have
for
y'all
6
have y'all
months.
seen the movie Bull Durham?
No, never even
Oh
heard
man,
of it.
it's a baseball movie about this guy, trying to get a pitcher ready for the show or whatever. But this guy's claim to fame is that he is like the AAA leader in home runs all the time. That's what this is like.
Yes. He can cook any backup DB, any third string
Yep.
safety. He
Yep.
is Jerry Rice against him. That ball, that catch
against
was
starters.
insane. Yeah, nothing.
And that's why though. That's why Trent Sherfield, no matter what team he goes to, is only a depth wide receiver. So he's naturally playing up against backups or guys who aren't even going to make the team. So you better be cooking them. You're a veteran. You're an NFL vet. You know what I mean? So yeah, he knows more systems than probably any other wide receiver out there because of how many different teams he's been on. And that's what he does. So he goes out there and he looks great against the fourth stringers and the future, coaches and the guys that teach
the future insurance salesman.
Yeah. So get the fuck out of here. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Like even when he was with us, like in preseason, I was like, oh shit, we got something.
Right. There was hype.
It's like, it's like never mind. No, we don't. Like we got to look.
He's training with Larry Fitzgerald. Oh.
Yeah.
But he leads all active players with 6 preseason touchdowns, and then disappears in the regular season. Okay.
Where was Tariq Owens in this game? Did he?
I didn't know if he played. I really don't know if he played. Let's ask AI.
Because we're talking about all the Nepo coaches and Nepo players. Like he's one of them that everyone was like, let's see what he can do. I don't recall him much at all. He got like
according
a target
to AI,
maybe.
He did. He played.
Filthy Casual says Owens got 1 target, no receptions. But again, see, this is the whole point of why do you keep shitty quarterbacks like Carter Bradley on the field if we didn't even know that Owens played? Because how are we supposed to get a look at him if you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's unfortunate. So
and I mean he's going to look no better. I mean, you better have Mac Jones finish out this game, I guess.
Or at least play the first half. I mean,
Purdy's going to get probably a drive or two, I would imagine, for the second preseason game. Maybe play like a quarter or quarter and a half in the third preseason game, and then or maybe he won't even play because Shanahan likes to do that weird thing where it's like starters play the second preseason game, but then not the third. He's done that before, so.
And a receiver that I was looking. Oh, Ian Sharp beat me to it. There it is. Like there was a receiver that I was looking forward to seeing, and it was Russell Gage. I kept hearing all these positive things about him from camp, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, what the fuck happened, right? It was like, where did he go? I wanted to see what he was doing that was making everybody ooh and ah. And you realize, the camp reports are he caught this pass from Purdy, he caught this pass from Mac Jones, right? Those guys weren't out there to throw him the ball. They weren't out there to throw him the ball. So it was like this guy, they can't keep doing this to people because we're going to end up cutting players. They're going to go somewhere else and they're going to start to look decent, right? What do you expect from a wide receiver 3 or 4? 400 to 600 yards a season, right? That's tops. That's absolute tops. We're not even going to know which one of these guys are worthy of being our wide receiver 3, 4, or maybe even 5 because of how bad these quarterbacks are. And we're going to release somebody that's probably deserving of being in that spot because we're going to say, oh, well, we didn't see him do anything. Yeah. We just got to hope that the practices are good enough where the coaches know who's really good and who's not, because we aren't going to get to see it. It's a huge disservice to everyone involved.
Okay. I think that's going to
Fi is right. Everyone was saying that Gage is wide receiver 3 right now. That's how much they were hyping this kid up. Mm-hmm. That's the talk from all the practices, the open practices, and the beat reporters that are there to get to see the practices more than the public. Everyone was hyping up Russell Gage he's really doing his thing. The Niners found something in the sky. Where was he? What was his stat line for this game? He had 1 reception, 2. What was it? Did you guys have the stats pulled up? If not, I'll pull them up.
He had Russell Gage. I don't see. Oh, here we go. 2 receptions for 3 yards.
What the fuck is that? How do you even do that? How do you do that? Oh God, it's such a fucking crime. And by the way, here's something that still pisses me off about. I know we're about to move on to the Raiders preview, right? I get it. The Niners still can't successfully throw a screen. I don't understand how we can't do this basic ass like thing that every coach in the entire NFL can get a team to do. Like our screenplays look fucking terrible, no matter who the quarterback is, starters, backups. What, like, we just can't do. Why? Can someone out here, either of you guys, someone in the chat, can you guys tell me why the Niners just can't seem to do every screenplay that I feel like goes against the Niners? It's a 7+ yarder, no matter what.
Even though they're all within 2 yards of them.
Yes, we can't do it at all. What's the issue with the 49ers team? Is it that we don't run him enough in practice? Is it Kyle? Does he think that he's like beyond
now,
screens?
Are you talking like halfback screens or wide receiver screens?
Also, are
Wide
you talking
receivers.
quarterbacks not named Brock Purdy?
Anybody. Like I don't
Purdy
see
included.
it enough.
I feel like
don't
Purdy
see it
was able
enough
to run
feel like
wide
Purdy's
receiver
pretty good with
screens.
screens.
No, he can complete the pass. I'm talking about the blocking and then the execution afterwards. I'm not worried about the actual throw. We can't execute them. The blocking is we'll throw a screen and it's one guy in front of him.
I don't know that it's
like everyone.
I don't know if it's so much the blocking or if it's like the design. One thing I do know is that, especially prior to this year, you're setting up the screens for Debo, who like in space, it works, but behind the line of scrimmage, it takes him a minute to get up to top gear. And I don't think he had the juice like right off rip. I'd like to see Pearsall get some wide receiver screens because he's quick right off the get-go. Like Jennings, you can't do it for Jennings either. He's like, even at his fastest, he's kind of slow.
Yeah.
So you need a speedier guy. This is where Jacob Cowing missing a month with that hamstring comes in to kind of bite him in the ass. Or Jordan Watkins now going to be out for a month with the high ankle sprain. Comes back and bites him in the ass because those are the guys that you want on the screens. You don't want screens for your big lumbering wide receivers. You want them for the small, quick guys. Not that Pearsall is small, but he's a quicker guy. So we'll see if it changes if they can get some of those guys in there and actually keep them healthy.
Right. Which, by the way, Cowing returned to practice yesterday, I believe, right?
Yesterday.
So great news.
I saw somebody online was like, "Wow, dude, it must be really bad in that wide receiver room if fans are getting excited about a dude that doesn't even play that much." And it's true. I mean, he didn't play that much last year, so
he had one good catch against the Chiefs, I think, right? That deep pass.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get into this Raiders game. We don't have to delve too into it. It's still preseason. Garendo as well. What are you guys hoping to see, looking to see, expecting to see? I mean, we can start with hopes, maybe. Mike, what are you hoping to take out of this Raiders game? What are you hoping to see from the 49ers? Either side of the ball?
Yeah, when I watch preseason games, I first thing I do is I like looking for storylines, right? Like I was excited to see Talanoa Hufanga and Trey Greenlaw coming back against their former team, Mike McGlinchey, like those type of scenarios happening, right? And so you look through the Raiders roster, and the only former 49er I recognize on there is Raheem Mostert. Who knows how much he's going to play, if any at all. And then I took another step back and was like, all right, well, we got the Pete Carroll and Kyle Shanahan thing. And it's like, how is that going to look, right? Two coaches that really know each other well, and how that's going to play out, right? Like, you got to remember that Pete Carroll and his defenses were so good that Kyle insisted on having that when he got his own team. And so he pulls Robert Saleh from over there, right? So it's like, all right, we're going to try to emulate what they did over there in Seattle. Now Carroll's over there as the head coach for the Raiders. It's what are we going to get out of this game? I am not expecting a lot offensively from the Niners again, especially after joint practices. I never expect to see our team do anything productive as far as the offense goes. But I will be looking.
Why?
Yeah, so during the joint practices in particular, Kyle goes all in. He feels like these are controlled scenarios and situations. And we've heard him say time and time again, I've seen enough. Now we just got to get through the game healthy. So he really, really reels it in. And it's not about evaluating during the game. The evaluations happen during the joint practices for Kyle Shanahan. So he is a person that likes to show the least to the rest of the league, so hopefully he can catch people off guard in real game scenarios. This is just going to lead into that. Kyle's going to get the opportunity to control the practice environment and then say, we don't need to see much in preseason game. Let's just go out there and go through the motions and get out healthy. But I think the reason you get a lot of injuries following these joint practices is because of that same exact mentality, right? So now you have guys out there not going as hard or as 100% as they should because the coach has said, I've seen enough. Let's just get out of there healthy. You can't halfway play football. That's how you get injured. Like that's how you end up with these type of injuries that we seem to get all the time. So some things that I am looking forward to: one, more field goal attempts. I do believe that Pete Carroll's defenses will keep the Niners offense out of the end zone a lot. I do think that Kyle's offense is good enough to move the ball, get a couple of first downs, a drive or two every couple of drives. That should put us at the edge of field goal range. So we might get to test Moody's range in this game a little bit more. I hope, because I also don't know how much of Bradley we're going to see. Once he hits the field, it's just about me evaluating the defense and the offensive line. That's it. Like, it's nothing about the wide receivers, the tight ends, the running back, none of that. Like, it's all going to go to shit once it happens. So I am looking forward to seeing the kicking. And I also want to see this defensive line again. I was really excited to see the defensive line. I can't wait to see them for another game, and hopefully some more of the, not starters, but the top of the roster defensive linemen getting a jab at it. I really like our secondary. So while they may be the bright spot, I'm not looking for them. I trust our secondary already. I want to see what the defensive line can bring to the table. And I think the Raiders are going to run the ball very effectively. So I want to see that.
Okay. Matt, what are you hoping to see out of this game?
Listen, I need to see more out of the offensive line. It looks like Connor Colby got some reps with the first team offense, so he's going to get a chance to go up with some of those guys. They need to put on a better showing than they did in this game. You want to see that line kind of gel and come together. I still don't expect Trent Williams to play. There's no reason to play him in the preseason. So you're still going to have to work with Spencer Burford at the left tackle or whoever it's going to be. They did activate Pleasance off the pup or whatever the injured reserve was. So he's probably going to get a chance to show what he can do at the tackle spot. They need some type of depth or swing tackle or something, because that unit is thin. We've talked about it all off season, that they didn't put in enough resources into it to really bolster it and bring it up. We talk about teams like Kansas City. We talk about teams like the Chargers, that build from, the tackles in, the guards in, or guards out, I should say, as opposed to teams that build from like skill positions in. And you see it in Miami right now. Mike McDaniel's going to lose his job. And he's got Jalen Waddle, and he's got Tyreek Hill, and he's got Achane, and he's got, you know what I mean? He's got pieces that can move the ball. That 2 years ago, they scored 70 points in a game on the Broncos. You know what I mean? It's not going to matter because they don't win games. And your offense is not going to go anywhere if you can't protect your quarterback. If we're going to go into the season carrying two quarterbacks, and you don't expect them to get hurt when the guys are doing, fucking Olay style blocking, lookout blocking, right? Where they let the guy by and they look back at Brock Purdy and go, hey man, look out. We all talked about it last year with the Jake Brendel stand, turn, and watch that he was on film doing multiple times. I need to see more out of that. I'd like to see more out of the young secondary. Again, I hope Upton Stout plays. I want to see what he does in actual game action. I hope Marquise Siegel is back out there with the ones. I want to see more out of the second safety spot, whether that be Pinnock or Grant or Brown. I don't think there's been a quicker fall off than Brown the last couple of years, though. He just doesn't look like he's panning out, which is unfortunate because he started off so hot when he had to fill in for Hufanga. It looked good. You know what I mean? I just don't want them to have to count down the days for Malik Mustafa to come back. You know what I mean? Like, I want somebody to be in there that can be at least a bridge. And I want to see improvement from, some of the players. Again, Nick Martin, if you're going to fly sideline to sideline, that's good. But I also want to see you take better angles. He cut what I saw out of Nick Martin for me was a guy that didn't play college last year, because he had the knee injury. And this was after leading the Big 12 in tackles in 2023. So he's rusty. I want to see him take better pursuit angles. because it looked like he was cutting him a little deep. You know what I mean? Like that he thought he was faster and more athletic than he was, or he thought his opponent was slower than they were, and he would cut it short, and then he's like, oh shit, I cut this angle like off too much. Rather than running to the spot and meeting the runner there, he tried to meet the runner before he could get there. So more improvements there. And then let's see what these backup wide receivers look like when Mac Jones is out there for a little bit longer with them. I expect Purdy to look like Purdy, right? I expect Pearsall to look pretty good. I don't think McCaffrey is going to play. Again, no reason to really play him. Just let's see what we got. And man, dude, outside of McCaffrey, is there any more, for as much injuries as we had, let's make it out of this game healthy, but is there any more banged up unit than the running backs? Jesus Christ.
Wide receivers are pretty close.
Yeah, but at least we got again, Pearsall's there, and they're pretty bad too, but it's just
he said Pearsall's there, and oh shit,
yeah, it's pretty bad.
They're pretty bad. They're both beat up.
Cowing came back, so that's going to be a good thing.
Right.
But if you're looking after Christian McCaffrey, you go straight to Patrick Taylor and Corey Kiner. It's like, damn, dude, that's thin. Like Garendo's out for a month. Jordan James is going to be out for he'll probably be back by the regular season, I guess. It's a finger, so hopefully it's not on his dominant hand, or like it heals quickly. I don't know exactly what he had done, whether they put a pin in there or what they did, but it'll be interesting to see. That they brought back Perry's GOAT, Jeff Wilson Jr.
That's right.
We'll see, man.
Why count your days, Christian? Count your days.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Wilson.
And God,
Jr.
let's see what Moody does in game action.
Yeah, you took my answer, so that's what I was going to say. I'm hoping to see something from Moody, an actual field goal attempt. Continuing to see the special teams unit, punter, long snapper, returner, Junior Bergen. Can he continue these impressive returns? Connor Colby, does he get more look early on? Drew Moss. These guys, can they make a name for themselves in the 49ers offensive line, which desperately needs player, it needs talent, it needs a lot. So if they could step up and prove that they deserve to play, I'm all for it, especially if any of them can play center. That would be amazing because Jake Brendel is ass. I definitely want to see
bad
running backs.
Did Hennessy play against the Broncos?
I think he did.
I guess if you don't hear his name, it's not bad, right?
Right.
No, he did, and he played well. Well, he played decent. I'm not PFF.
I specifically remember Brendel and McKivitz both blowing some assignments.
Yeah. Wide receivers. We talked about Russell Gage earlier. Can he get in? Can he get involved? Can he start to make a difference in the game? He's this vet. He's been leading all the young guys in training camp. Well, let's see what translate onto the field, because now is the time the 49ers need that sort of veteran presence. And by the way, Demarcus Robinson, I thought looked good. I thought he looked good in his couple catches. He looked crisp in his routes. Easy to see why he's a 6-7 year vet in the NFL. And I'm eager to see him return from his suspension that he hasn't even been assigned yet, but we were just assuming he's going to get it, because I do think he could be a difference maker in this offense. He could be, as high as wide receiver 2 if everything goes his way. So we'll see. And then Mac Jones, I'm eager to see more Mac Jones, because he was very, very consistent and he looked good Saturday evening. And obviously we'll see what happens with Kubiak calling more plays. But that's it, really. I'm looking forward to. You guys touched on a lot. The linebackers, Nick Martin, can he be reeled in? Can he be coached? Can he be, harnessed and direct that energy a little more accurately? Because I think that's. And what's funny is people were writing him off already. And I said after the game on X, was Dre Greenlaw a top 5 linebacker after his first preseason game? No, clearly not. He wasn't even a top 5 linebacker after his first or second year. And then even to his third year, it was he's a pretty good compliment to Fred Warner. And it wasn't really until the last year and a half where people started to realize and he started to play at that high of a level. So these things take time. Even Fred Warner wasn't good right off the bat. So allow the players some time to develop, especially like Matt said, he missed a lot of time with an injury going into Saturday. So give them some time, give them some grace, allow them to learn the NFL speed, NFL systems, NFL coaching. It's all completely brand new to these rookies, so it's not going to be like that. And we'll see how they do against, Geno Smith, Ashton Genty, trying to think Brock Bowers. If any of those guys play significant snaps, we'll see how they do against that.
Oh my God, we're gonna make Ashton Genty look like a star after he had like -1 carry on 3 yards last week. He's gonna break like a 65-yarder against us.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Ain't that how isn't that how it always goes?
Always.
Not happening,
make
man.
people
We got
look like
good depth on the
fucking
defensive
stars.
line. We're gonna shine.
Honestly, I hope West and Collins just smash that dude.
Yeah. There are 2 players that we should make it a point to highlight that are going to be. They might have the opportunity to make their starts this season in front of the public, and these are 2 guys that came off of injury this week. The first one, we know about the issues at wide receiver. Matt said we got Pearsall and Cowing is back. Let's see what Jacob Cowing can bring to the table.
Yes.
He was activated this week. And the other position that we have been completely crushing is the tackle position, right? Andre Dillard, a former first rounder by the Philadelphia Eagles, pick number 22 overall. You guys should be looking for him. He's going to be wearing number 65 for the 49ers. Hopefully he can get out there. I mean, I think personally, this is the contingency plan for Trent Williams. This guy was drafted by the Eagles in 2019. In 2020, he was going to be the starting left tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles, but he tore his bicep. And so he couldn't play. They make their moves, and then their left tackle goes down. But what they ended up doing was moving their right tackle to left, and then he started at right tackle. And he played 6 or 9. I forget exactly how many games it was, but he got back in there with the bad bicep. And the Eagles, we know how good their offensive line is. They chose not to bring him back for his 5th-year option. This guy is stronger and way more athletic than what Mike McGlinchey is and was. And so I'm excited to see how Dillard plays in this game, and hopefully he gets a decent amount of snaps. I don't want to see him play a whole first half with this being his first game back off of PUP. But this is someone that we should absolutely be watching, whether he becomes a swing. Like I said, he was drafted and was going to be the starting left guy the year after the draft. But he's got experience in the NFL at the right side. This could be the 49ers' future swing tackle, or maybe even the left guy in the event that Trent Williams decides to hang it up in a year or 2. Now, he doesn't have a long contract with the Niners, but I think they brought him in here for a reason. He's only 29 years old. He's a young kid, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can bring to the table. So it's got to be those guys. What did I miss? Who are we laughing at?
No, I'm sorry. It's just you said he's a young kid. Maybe think of The Sopranos. Just anytime he's just a kid. 65 years old. He's just a kid.
Well, he's wearing 65, so he's just a kid. 65.
Dillard's 29, 30?
29, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
See.
That's a good one for sure.
I know people brought up Drake Nugent, former Michigan man.
Something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, we
sure.
We gotta
and that's what it is. We want to evaluate the depth, right? We aren't happy with some of the centers and the tackles that are playing, right? And so these are guys that are going to come in here. I wouldn't
just two.
Well, would you guys be mad if, let's just say, Hennessy gets the starting job, but then they end up kicking Brindle over to guard, right? Like, I wouldn't be mad at that. I think Brindle being center is holding him up. I think that snap and pop the head back up.
Right,
he's just a tad bit too slow for that, right? But I wouldn't be mad if we could find another starting center and then kick him over to guard, right? And then get McKivitz out of the lineup and put Dillard in there. And all of a sudden, your offensive line looks really, really good, right? Like it was already middle of the pack last year and the year before. Imagine now we got a top 7 offensive line. If you can get Dillard in there with Trent Williams and Pooney and then Hennessy, and then you got Brindle as a starting guard. Like, these are all things that are possible. And then don't forget about the tweet. I'm surprised we didn't talk about it. Did you guys see the Feliciano tweet?
Oh, saying John needs to call me?
Yeah. Like, the fuck?
That shit, it's not happening. He retired because he's injured.
He's clearly not injured anymore. If you're telling John to call you, he said he would come back.
I think he's saying that. I think he's saying that.
I think he'd come back. I think he would.
Yeah. And he wasn't bad. I'm just saying, when he was healthy, he wasn't bad.
Yeah. He was good. Big Brick 84. I want to see Isaiah Prince at left tackle, see if he can still hang with Max Crosby. Prince shut him down when he was on the Bengals during that Super Bowl run. That's another name to look at. These are guys that I'm just eager to see. And like Mike said, it's not about the final box. It's not about the final score or final box score, any of that. We want to see these individual players play and see whether or not they could do it. That's what we're trying to judge here. I don't care. It could be 100-0. Obviously, I'm not hoping for that. I wouldn't enjoy that. But if we come out of that 100-0 game with the starting center, then I'm fucking hyped. I'm stoked. I'm as happy as can be. So we'll see how these players show up, how they perform, and we'll go from there. Did you guys want to do player of the game predictions? Was there anything else I missed?
I think we were all way off on our player of the game predictions last week, but I'm all for trying.
I don't even remember mine, to be honest with you. Upton Stout, maybe, I don't know.
I
didn't
said
even play.
I said 13-9, so I got the Niners portion right.
Yeah, we didn't touch on that. Upton Stout, an hour before the game, comes out as inactive because of a tight hamstring or something like that. So Kyle Shanahan.
Could that be the Niners just hiding him? Like, but why hide him though? Like, you got to put him in game situations. I see that's another thing that I hate, right? It's like, yeah, I know that coaches do that, but what do you gain by doing shit like that? If it's not a legit injury, and that's only this instance that I'm talking about, right? Like, we've seen these phantom injuries come up, like this high ankle sprain. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm questioning it, just like I'm questioning the Juwan Jennings injury, right? Like this high ankle sprain on this guy that was just out there like doing his thing, and it's like, when did he? I didn't even see him limp off the field. Have you guys ever, like, people who get high ankle sprains thought they broke their shit?
He said he didn't feel it till the next morning.
That's what I'm saying. So like, how? That's all I'm saying is just how. And so anyway, my point is, we know that the Niners like to stash guys. They like to put them on the IR and all that shit and bring, like, enough of the cute roster manipulation bullshit. We need help.
Oh, well, that's exactly what they're doing with like Amir Abdullah and Bradley and I. Like, you mean to tell me that Amir Abdullah's rib injury is putting him on season-ending IR? And that's not even like a rookie guy either. That's a vet, and you're kind of like fucking him out of an opportunity.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's like I'm sure that there's going to be an injury settlement later on where he's going to be like, "Fuck that! I can make some more money somewhere else. I can get $2 or $3 million somewhere right now."
Yeah,
like they're going to have to end up doing an injury. Like, was it a broken rib? I didn't hear that it was broken.
Even if it's broken, that's like 6 weeks.
It was bad enough for him to fumble the ball and not even try and pick it up, motherfucker.
It's like I don't know. Maybe they have to. Maybe the rules of the CBA are like you can't just straight up release like an injured player like that. But
they released no, there was, what was the guy? There was someone injured and they released him right away. It wasn't Abdullah.
They put him on IR.
God damn it! There was a player that was injured and they just let him go. Like the Niners.
Wasn't it the receiver? Wasn't it the receiver?
Oh, I can't remember who it was.
Marquez Callaway.
Is that who it was? Like, injured, gone. Like, how can you do that?
And then they brought back.
Equinemius St. Brown is on IR.
St. Brown. Oh, but he's on IR. Okay.
Yeah. So I wonder if, like, once they get healthy, if they just release them being healthy, and they're just creating a roster spot for, you know what I mean? Because, like, if you get injured in a game, maybe they can't just release you per CBA. I don't know what the CBA says, but I do know that they wouldn't have put Abdullah on IR if they didn't think that Guerrero and James would be back before he was, because he would have been useful. They're thinking that Guerrero and James will be back by the time the regular season starts, or like by week 2, and Abdullah would be out to like week 3 or week 4. And then it's like, okay, so why are we going to like carry him and eat up a roster spot on the 53 for a guy that can't play? Because you can't put him on the return to IR until after you cut down to 53. You're muted, Mike.
Sorry. It was Andy Isabella, by the way. He was the one that got dinged and they cut him.
Right.
They released him. I'm like, you can cut an injured guy. I didn't even know that you could do that. Like, we heard about the injury and then it was like, they released him.
I wonder if there's a difference between practice and game.
Maybe. See, I don't know the ins and outs that well, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because they did release Marquez Callaway, but it was Isabella that they released 2 days later. That was the guy.
Yeah, it says here, signed him on the 31st of July, waived him on the 5th of August.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And Callaway was the guy the wide receiver they released on the 3rd of August. They released him on
Correct.
the 3rd.
Signed him on the 31st, but he, I think, failed a physical. If I remember correctly. I think he failed a physical.
Anyway, let's get Carter the fuck out of here, too. I'm hoping for a really, really bad game from Carter, and they just let his ass go.
By the way, touch on this, then we'll do preseason or game predictions and whatnot. They're not going to sign Amari Cooper or Gabe Davis or any of these receivers at the top of the free agency list, in my opinion, because, one, they probably want too much money than they're willing to pay. Two, it comes at the development of the younger guys. If you want a Ricky Pearsall, a Jacob Cowing, a Jordan Watkins to develop and take that first step, whether for the rookies or next step for Ricky Pearsall, there's only so many targets per game. So if you bring in a guy like Amari Cooper or even a Gabe Davis, they're expecting, like you're expected to get them involved a certain amount. I just don't see it happening. And it's coming from a guy who a month ago was sitting on here saying they should sign Gabe Davis immediately. I've 180 completely. I want to see the young guys get burned, and that's not going to happen if you bring in a veteran. Their veteran is here. It's DeMarcus Robinson. He's the guy you take your lumps the first 2-3 weeks, however long he's suspended. Go with the younger guys, and then you proceed as normal from there. So I think I just had to get that out because I see it nonstop. Why they just signed Malik Turner? Amari Cooper's still out there. Gabe Davis said he wanted to come here. What the fuck, John? It's not going to happen. Give it up. Watch, they're going to sign him tomorrow, and I'm going to look like a fucking idiot.
No. I completely agree with you. Like, not only did they did work out Gabe Davis. Oh, no, I don't know if that was ever confirmed. I know it was a rumor.
He confirmed it.
Oh, he did confirm it himself.
On K. Adams.
So it's like, all right, you brought him in because you were interested, and we've lost since that workout at least 4 wide receivers. How have you not brought this guy back in, right? Like Jeff Wilson Jr. was brought in. They signed 2 other running backs, and then they ended up coming back to Jeff Wilson Jr. Like, how far down that line is Gabe Davis? So there has to be another underlying reason as to why. And I think the Gabe Davis thing was if Cowing had a setback. If my honest, like their stature, their speed, their play style is kind of similar. I'm projecting because we haven't seen Cowing do much of anything, right? But I feel like that they're more similar than they are different. And so with Cowing coming back, it's like, all right, we don't need Gabe Davis. Maybe we could look at other types of wide receivers instead. So I think that's where they are.
Agreed.
That was a good observation by you, Zach. Good job.
Thank you. Matt, did you have anything to add? You're muted.
I don't know. I think part of it is Gabe Davis was propped up by Josh Allen a lot because, Jacksonville gave him that huge contract and he was a complete flop there.
Completely MIA.
And
even in,
what do you? I was gonna say, even in Buffalo, he had a ton of drops. He had huge plays that happened for him. Don't get me wrong.
Boomer bust.
He was quite literally, yes. Well, he was quite literally boomer bust.
When you're surrounded, when you have Stephon Diggs on the other side of you, taking away defenders' attention, then you're gonna look good there too.
Man,
I don't know.
Stephon Diggs here, he's just injured right now.
No, but what I'm saying is, what's up?
So we have a Stephon Diggs type player here. He's just injured right now.
Who?
Ayuk.
BA?
Ayuk. Yeah.
But again, what do you want from Gabe Davis? Do you want him to try to be wide receiver 2? Would he be happy being wide receiver 4 or 5? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the one guy that is a name that you could maybe take a chance on because I think you could get him for the vet minimum would be Odell Beckham. But then again, do you want that type of ego in a locker room with the diminished talent? I think you just let it rock with what you have. There's a reason why they're signing the guys that they're signing.
Agreed.
Again, we went over this when we went over their schedule. Outside of Seattle, the beginning of their schedule is pretty weak. So if you get past the growing pain and you get, whatever DeMarcus Robinson's suspension is, right, and Jennings' calf injury, I would be willing to bet he doesn't miss any actual regular season game check.
By the
And
way,
the
49ers
49ers are not going to pay him, by the way. I hope everybody's saying, like, pay Juwan Jennings. He just got a new deal last year. And as Mike and I went over, what was it, 2 weeks ago? Jennings has capped himself. He has reached his pinnacle in his career. He will never reach those numbers again because it took a perfect storm to get him there.
Right. Shanahan did go on the record at a presser and say that Robinson is appealing his proposed
so he
suspension by the
could
NFL.
start the season if it's not
Right.
resolved by then.
Right. So
and then if he serves a
things we have to
suspension
talk
in week like 6, then Brandon Ayuk's back. So who gives a shit?
Right.
Rasheed Rice isn't getting any suspension at all. Piece of shit. Sorry, just had to throw that out there.
He also got his knee exploded last year too. So
Right. Yeah.
by
the
Patrick
way,
Mahomes.
The report came out today or yesterday, I want to say. I think it was by Rap Sheet that the 49ers – oh, no, sorry, it was Kawakami. That the 49ers and Jennings are very far apart on an extension, and he can't see it happening. That's kind of what the three of us said. Just play out the final year, and if you think you're that type of receiver, you will get that money in July of next year.
And I want
March.
to reiterate, I'm not mad at Jennings for trying to stick the Niners up, by the way. If this is a fake injury, he's got them by the balls right now. You guys are running through wide receivers. Your number one wide receiver's hurt. Your number two guy, the veteran that you brought in, might be suspended. Like, this is literally his opportunity. I'm not mad at anything he's doing. But once it's all settled, here's what's going to end up happening, right? He's either going to get a reworked last year of his deal, or
he's not.
Or he's not, but that doesn't bring him back from the calf injury. He's healthy from the calf injury once they find out what happens with this appeal. Because if Robinson comes back, Jennings, you know what? Fine. You can go ahead and stay as hurt as you want. We'll put you on IR. Oh, never mind. My calf all of a sudden feels better now. Let me go out here and put some film out there for my next team. Like, that's what's going to happen. It needs to be one of those two things that are going to have to happen. So it's good. That's how it's going to play out. I still don't buy this calf injury bullshit. I don't.
I mean, the thing is that he's had it. So here's the thing. Either it's fake and it's not a real injury and he's trying to leverage them and the 49ers, don't have to buy into it, or it is a real calf injury, one which he had last year, one which he had allegedly in OTAs, and the 49ers still ain't going to pay you because you have calf issues. So they've already been bit in the ass by 2 contracts, Christian McCaffrey and BA, where you sign the guy or give the guy more money, and then they immediately end up hurt. By the way, after Raheem Mostert did the same thing. By the way, after Deebo Samuel did the same thing.
By the way, after, what was that kicker's name? What the fuck was his name? He did the shit too.
Oh, Gold?
Fucking kicker before Moody. Gold. Yeah, Robbie Gold did the same shit to us as well. Fuck him. I hated Robbie Gold for that shit.
Never kicked another ball, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
How'd that work out for you, Robbie?
Oh, my God. Oh, I'm going to hold out. I mean, he held, and the Niners caved. I couldn't believe they caved to a kicker. They
franchise tagged him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking bullshit. Fuck Robbie Gold.
All right. MVP predictions or MVP of the game, for Raiders, Niners. Let's just do one.
All right. I got offense. Let me go first because I don't think any of you guys are going to say it. So in honor of my man Perry, I'm going with, you guessed it.
Christ.
You fucking guessed it. Yeah, he's going to be the Jeff Wilson Jr., baby. Listen, I do have this theory, though, guys. I do
4
have this
touchdowns.
No, 2. He'll have 1 receiving and 1 rushing. But I do have this theory. If the Niners go into the season with Christian McCaffrey, Isaac Guerrero, and Jeff Wilson Jr., is that not the best 3-player running back group we've had ever since Shanahan's been here? As far as knowledge of the system, ability to catch out the backfield, and speed and talent, is that not the best 3-headed monster we've had in the backfield for Kyle Shanahan?
Yes. Yeah. I was going to say since Breida, Mostert, but no, it's better than that. It's way better than that.
Yeah.
McCaffrey alone is better than that.
That's all I'm saying. It wouldn't be a bad look. Is all I'm saying. Wouldn't be a bad look.
Okay.
I mean, he's camp fodder though. As soon as Guerrero and James are healthy, he's like toast. Jeff Wilson Jr. is back on the unemployment wire.
Let a man dream.
Yeah.
Who do you got,
I don't
Matt?
know about all that. I'm gonna go
Chat
with.
says Moody.
No, God no. I'm still out on Moody. I believe he's mentally soft, and I don't dig that about players. No, I think Russell Gage is going to show out this game, show what he's been doing in camp. I think he's going to play a little more with Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones, obviously, we know what Mac Jones is. Mac Jones is a fringe, would be.
Oh. Do you freeze for you too?
Is it me or him?
No, it's
okay.
him,
I hear you fine.
I hear you fine.
Oh, man. All right. Maybe you should swap and
That's wild. Matt was saying Jake Moody is his pick. He said he's going to do a 71-yard
Oh, there he is.
goal.
He's back.
There he
Am
is.
I back in?
You're back.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
No, I said Russell Gage, man. Russell Gage. Russell Gage going to play a little bit more with Mac Jones. Mac Jones is like a.
Not again.
Whatever it is he has to say about Mac Jones, the universe is not meant to hear. This is the craziest shit ever.
No.
I can't believe that happened twice in a row. He's like, Mac Jones is, and it just cuts him off. He was like, last time he was like, he got the word fringe out.
Have you seen that clip of Dana White and like one of his fighters telling a joke? And the punchline, I forget what the punchline is at the end, right? But he cuts out right at the end, and Dana White goes, "Oh, you lost the connection." But the punchline is the fighter dipping out.
Am I back?
Oh, no,
you
You're
guys
back.
see
You're
my
good.
shit now?
You're
okay.
good.
There you go.
Mac Jones.
Don't say his name again. Don't say his name again.
I already
Don't do
did.
it.
Is a fringe starting caliber quarterback in the NFL. So Russell Gage should get, more targets than he will with those two fuck faces that they had at quarterback after him last week. So yeah, Russell Gage. I don't know what happened, man.
Yeah. I think this is it. Mike. This is like what Matt was happening right now.
Oh, Jesus.
But I haven't got to talk to you in a while. I got to tell you a new joke that's going around. What is
right,
6 feet tall? What is 6 feet tall dashing and disappears in an instant?
What? Oh, he froze right at the punchline. He froze at the punchline.
That was the punchline.
That was the punchline. He missed
I
it.
haven't got to talk to you in a while. I got to-
That's genius. I like
That's
that.
hilarious. Chael Sonnen
Oh,
is
he
a good troll.
froze.
Yeah.
Dude, did you see him talking about Conor McGregor's like nude leaks?
Yeah. He's like,
That
I've been
shit-
staring at Conor McGregor's dick all day. Like,
There's an
what the fuck,
artistic
man?
value to it.
Yeah.
This shit was hilarious. Yeah. All right. Anyway, for me, I'm gonna go
That's gonna
with
get clipped up. That's gonna be one of my Opus Clips auto things. Conor McGregor's dick. It's
he was hanging weights on it, and Chael was like, "Is it like a stretchy thing or is it like a muscle thing?"
what is happening?
It's like when I was a kid, I used to pull it thinking it would get bigger.
Oh my god.
And it's funny because AI tries to find like a compelling way to present the clip. Is gonna be like methods of male enhancement. Conor McGregor.
Natural. Damn.
Oh my god.
Chael Sonnen is hilarious, man.
Real quick, Strawberry, just so you know, Mac Jones' completion percentage for his career is like 66%, not 55 for 56. Like we can shit talk him because he has played bad, but like,
yeah. There's that clip of Chael Sonnen too, where he's like being parody. He's like, I didn't have it nice growing up. There were years my father didn't even make $100,000, or barely made $100,000. But the maid only came once every 2 weeks. Who do you think did the dishes in the meantime? Like,
so funny.
all right, for me, I'm gonna go with the rookie Nick Martin. I think he has a better showing. What?
I thought you said just one. Oh, you meant one overall. I thought we were doing offense and then deep, like one player each. Okay,
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I thought we were
No,
doing
you got it,
offense
though.
and defense too.
Oh, okay, well
He
then
did, but he did say just one, so I took that the wrong way. But go ahead. It's all good. You got it. Go
Okay,
ahead, Nick Martin.
whatever. Nick Martin, I think he has a redo, a recap, whatever the hell I'm trying to say. He's reined in, he's coached. I think he's going to play a little slower, not be flying around everywhere. And it's going to look a little better for him moving forward. Hopefully something to build on, because I do think D Winters has that number 2 spot locked up. I would like to see more from him, by the way. He only played like 5 snaps last week, I want to say. and then they took him out to keep him safe. So we'll see. Was there anything else you guys wanted to touch on? Did you want to do a defensive pick?
Marquise Siegel.
Mike?
I'm going to go with Bethune.
Okay. All right. I did not say offense. I said just one.
Real quick, I just want to get your guys' opinion on this because I've felt this way for a while. The Raiders, since the move to Las Vegas, I feel like they've lost their old school like grit and juice. They feel like
they feel hipster.
They feel like a corporate team now.
Right. Agreed.
Slap a decal on the helmet. Like, your shitty uncle's Raiders are not coming back. You know what I mean? Those grimy, gritty Raiders. Like, do people even get stabbed at Allegiant anymore? Like, what the fuck is this, man?
I honestly,
they gentrified it.
No,
I mean, listen, because the shit ain't going down in Vegas. They don't play that shit.
Yeah,
and nobody can afford it. Nobody that would stab somebody can afford a fucking ticket anyway.
No.
Have you heard about like the Vegas just losing so much money? Like,
right.
Anyway.
Yeah, their tourism is like 40% down, and I feel it's super funny that two of the poorest owners in pro sports, the owner of the Raiders, the owner of the Athletics, both decided to go to Vegas at like the worst possible fucking time.
Yeah, I think that was a short-sighted decision by them coming off of COVID. Like, what a fucking dumb decision. Anyway, I think that's why they go out and get a guy like Pete Carroll, though. I think that they're trying to restore some of that. Like, Pete Carroll is not one of those guys that's just going to take a position because of
but
flash.
Pete Carroll is such a safe corporate face, though. Like, who can hate Pete Carroll, man?
No,
he's
it's
out
not
there
that anyone hates him, but he builds teams
I'm
the
saying,
right
like,
way, though.
Yes, but I'm saying like that old school grit of the Raiders. Al Davis, just win, baby, commitment to excellence. That shit is gone, man. And I know Fialager's saying they be scrapping in SoFi. Like, this generation of Raiders fans, there's still some of those holdovers. But they're going to slowly weed away, and it's just going to be a new day, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel for my uncle. I'll ask him how he feels about the team and their future. But it's I do think Pete Carroll can try to bring some of it back. I just don't know how much. It's not going to equate to seats in the stands being full because of where they are. Like Las Vegas is a transient town. There's no loyalty to it. So
no,
it just doesn't make any sense to me to have a sports team there.
You have the golden boy of the NFL, Tom Brady, as a partial owner now. Like, if that doesn't scream like washed and cleaned and corporatized and sanitized, like, I don't know what else does.
Yeah, it's tough.
Agreed.
It's very tough.
By the way, did you guys see that John Gruden won his appeal to the NFL and he gets to proceed with his lawsuit against them?
Yeah. My prediction for John Gruden is he's going to go be a very successful college football coach.
Man,
no. What appeal? What was happening?
He was
his emails were leaked.
Yes, so he gets to go through records or something to find out if the NFL actually was the one that leaked the emails.
Because it's just magically when the Redskins,
the emails from Washington, like that shit.
Yeah,
when the Redskins tumbled like the damn USSR, somehow all the emails got leaked, but only his. That we're calling Roger Goodell a cocksucker and a queer and all this stuff. Those are magically the only ones that happened to get out to the media. And he got fired, obviously, over it. So he sued them.
Have you ever seen Roger Goodell's wife?
No. What does he look like?
Wow. Very good. Very good.
Holy shit.
Very good.
Oh, man. Is this like an Emmanuel Macron situation? Is that what we're talking about here?
A George Bush Sr.?
Wow. I got no words. All right, I'm done.
All right, you going to pull her up? I thought you were pulling her up.
Oh, no, her name is Jake Skinner. Like, you can see her. I mean, I'm not Jake. I meant Jane. Holy shit. I meant Jane. I swear I meant Jane. Jane Skinner is what I meant to say. I apologize.
She looks like a typical white lady.
She didn't take
in
his
her
last
40s
name?
or 50s or whatever.
She didn't take his last name?
She looks normal.
No, she's under Skinner.
Not even a hyphen?
I don't see a hyphen.
She looks normal.
Hey.
Nothing wrong there.
Roger, what'd you do? That's tough.
It's weird. I don't think Roger overshot. Like, if I'm making this much money, well, never mind. But yeah, cool. It's good for them, man. They got married in '97, so it's cool.
What does Adam Silver's wife look like? That Skeletor looking motherfucker.
Oh.
All right, let's have some fun here. Here we go.
Is he married?
Filthy. Belichick's girl
Oh,
is
boy.
strictly in it for the cash. She's hoping to
Ooh.
Anna Nicole Smith his ass.
I don't know if I want to share this.
No, is it bad?
They look like brother and sister. That's all I'll say.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Jesus Christ.
Put up the one right here. Put up the one all the way to the right.
Oh,
Or that one. Yeah, that one's fine. Pull it up.
Just zoom in. Just pinch the mouse pad.
Oh.
Just zoom in on it. Oh, man. You guys dropped it from there. You go. Oh, God.
Sorry,
Oh,
babe.
man.
Show went late. We were looking up commissioners' wives.
He is terrifying.
Well,
Look at
He's
this guy.
scary looking,
He's
dude.
He's like the adult version of Powder. Like
He's
what
whiter
the
than the background. He is whiter than the background.
why his ears take up 58% of the size of his
Holy
face?
smoke!
He could have at least put a shirt on.
You can fly, you can fly, you can fly.
We are going to hell. Okay, we got to go, man. This is
All right,
enough. Like enough.
let's wrap
Oh
this
my
up.
God.
Mike, the folks already know. Please let them know where to
No.
find you.
I'm not promoting the end of this. You guys follow 49ers Hive on all their platforms. That's it. I got no promotion. No, all jokes aside, this game is actually Thursday, so I think everyone will get to see it. But in the event that you guys are
Saturday.
looking for somewhere,
Saturday.
Jesus, you're right. Saturday. This game is Saturday. If you guys are looking for somewhere to see it, you guys can go to patreon.com/NB9ERS right there at the bottom of your screen. All right. Preseason games, $1 tiers. Subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, you can buy it straight up for $5. And then we will be continuing to rock out throughout the rest of the season. No need to go to Sunday Ticket. I got your back, guys.
Oh, it's a 1
There
p.m.
you
start.
go.
It's like a normal game.
I know, right? And there's a Monday Night Football game next week too. It's
That's
Washington
weird, man.
and Cincinnati.
We're like 2 years from only having 2 preseason games and having an 18-week or 18 game regular season.
Yep.
It's coming.
Yep. You know they want to. All right,
Yep.
Matt, take us home.
All right, listen. Week 1 of the preseason in the books. There was some nice stuff. There was some ugly stuff, but that's what the preseason's for. We'll see what it is against the Las Vegas corporates. I mean, the Las Vegas Raiders. Sorry. And we're looking for more positive stuff. We're only a couple of weeks away from the regular season, and that in and of itself is exciting. Who's going to make the 53? Who's not? We don't know, but we'll be here for it. So for Mike, for Zach, for myself, thank you all as always for joining us. We couldn't do this without you. And until next time, go Niners.